Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Volquest 2-minute drill. And Brent, you get to listen to William Inch today. It's the anti-Rodney Garner. Everybody is doing great.
Well, I mean, he's a very upbeat, positive person.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this: he made it very clear some of the things that they have to work on. Got to get off blocks better,
Yeah.
and certainly a big focal point is playing in space better. And we saw that obviously in the playoff game, and we saw that at different points in the season. They do have to play in space better, particularly in the passing game underneath. That's a heavy focus. That's what he's trying to get with Edwin Spillman and some of these other guys that he has. He's got an unusual room. His veteran is not practicing. Yep. And the young guys aren't practicing. So he's kind of just in the middle with some guys. He said he's making the most out of it and not viewing it as any kind of negative. It is unusual for those young guys not to get to work.
Well, the two guys that were freshmen a year ago, Spillman and then Jordan Burns, they're getting some real opportunity. Burns basically was injured most of last year, and this is kind of his first go. And then Spillman took a little bit there at the end of the year after he finally was able to get over the wrist deal, and I think has expanded that this spring.
Yeah, and I think physically he feels much more comfortable. I think he's lost a little bit of body fat. He's a little leaner. Feels like he moves better. Clearly feels like he's playing faster because he's got a better grasp of the defense and a better understanding of what all is expected of him. And let's face it, the expectations for Edwin Spillman are high, and they're high because he's talented. They're high because William Inge has placed him high. There's a lot of people looking for a lot of things out of Edwin Spillman this fall.
Joshua Josephs seems like one is hard on himself. He's holding himself to a high standard, which sometimes is hard to live up to.
Yeah, and he's always had a little bit of that. If you think back to a year ago, he talked about being jealous of James Pierce and kind of wasting that sophomore year and not getting out of it what he needed to get out of it. And he was much better last year, played much better, but still didn't play to his level in terms of getting sacks. And that's one of the things Coach Chop talked about when he met with the media. That Joshua's got to be a better finisher to get where he wants to get, which is a high NFL draft pick and be in the National Football League. He's got to finish better, play the run well, pressured some, but he's got to close and finish, and that's where his focus is right now.
Tennessee will return to the practice field this coming Saturday as the Vols will host a Saturday practice for the second of 3 Saturdays in a row. He's Brent Hubbs. Yeah, you're right, recruiting. He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price for the Volquest 2-minute drill.